How you doing? And welcome to another episode of Collecting with Rob. So I know I was talking about today that I was going to pick up my new Grail Amazing framed Batman piece. Unfortunately, due to pretty much there's an acrylic display box that I have that's being ordered by my framer. It came a little late. It did come in now. So now it's going to be done probably the end of the week, but I'll have that video up definitely the next upcoming weekend. So probably Saturday of next week. So look forward to that. I did see a preview of what it looks like without like the boxes. This thing is so sick. It's 100% going to be my top 3 framed piece that I have, which says a lot. And for some of you, you may like it the best out of all my frame pieces, including the WandaVision, the Carrie Fisher, Natalie Portman, the Ozzy. This piece is just, I already see how it's coming out. I'm already blown away. I really can't wait to show this off. I think anybody who's a Batman or a DC fan, you're going to love this piece. It just looks amazing already, and it's not even completed. But for now, I want to talk about something different. I know I get a lot of requests. I get private messages. People want to know, should you invest in autographs, and who should you invest in the long term? So for short term, I'll do another video, but in the long term, basically when you're doing investing in autographs, should you invest? In my opinion, yes. For me, I don't plan on selling. I hope I never have to sell my autographs. I'm pretty much like a hoarder. I love autographs. I collect them, and I've never sold a single autograph yet to date. I've traded, but I've never sold. And I hope I never have to. But at the same time, I do know, I do like to invest in them, because I know I love to see how the values rise. And I know a lot of people do, use this as an investment. Things happen in life. Sometimes, you got to get kids to college, whatever. Something happens, medical bills, whatever it is. Sometimes you need, more investments than just stocks. So why not invest in something you love? If you love, sideshow collectibles like I do too, Hot Toys, that kind of stuff, those always, and I can show you a video on how those have the last few years, how some of my pieces went from, regular price when they sold at to 10 times the price on some of them. So the value in actually investing in sideshow stuff is through the roof, and a lot of people don't know about that, but I'll show you in another video. But same with autographs. You see some names like Robert Downey Jr., you see Scarlett Johansson, heck, even Carrie Fisher. These names, a few years ago, Stan Lee. A few years ago, you could get Stan Lee for $40 at a Comic-Con. Now, if you get him under $500, $600, you got a deal. And of course, there's something called, unfortunately, it's sad to say, the death tax, where someone dies and their autograph goes through the roof, and because you can't get them anymore at that point. But I've never seen really autographs go down, especially when it's a name that is significant to some kind of film, like if it's a Marvel character, a Star Wars character, Harry Potter, it only goes up. So, in my opinion, investing in autographs is something you can display, something you love, something you could show off, and also something you don't have to feel bad about that you're throwing money away, because chances are it's going to go up significantly through the years, or at least stay the same price. So who should you invest in right now that's relatively cheap, that will be worth a lot more in the future? First off, let's start off with, I would say, John Travolta. So you see this is a recent one that I just got. You saw from Hollywood Show. John Travolta, right now, his autograph, you can get John Travolta, some good John Travoltas, for about $100. Crazy. I was shocked with the private signing and what he's going for. And the amount of movies he's been in, iconic movies, Grease, Saturday Night Fever, just in hundreds and hundreds of really good movies, John Travolta, and an absolute icon. And he's only about $100, $125 right now. You can get him pretty much anywhere for that, around that price, on the open market. A great price, Beckett authenticated, all that. So I would get him now, because in a couple of years from now, his autograph will probably double. And then you're talking 10 years from now, you're talking triple, quadruple. His autograph, for sure, will be more than $125 this time 2 years from now. It's going to be double. I can guarantee that. So if you want to make some money, want to invest in somebody, a good actor, John Travolta is a good one to start off with. Next one is a interesting one I want to talk about. She used to be in the beginning a lot cheaper, and now she's is it too late to still invest in her? No, it's never too late, and the reason is because her autograph just continues to go up. And this is Emilia Clarke, as you can see in this particular one. You've seen it. Here's the one. I got a bunch of Emilia Clarkes, but I'm just showing you, a couple of, just one autograph of each person that I'm showing you of who you should invest in. The reason why I'm saying this is she's not only going to be always known as, like, Game of Thrones is always going to be one of those huge iconic shows and franchises that's similar to, like, Star Wars, Marvel, and Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings. So anybody from those type of genres, anybody who's like the big star of it, it's only going to go up. So right now she's about a $300 autograph. I would say 11 by 14 is a fair price for her. In a couple of years, remember, she's going to now she got signed on for Marvel, she got signed on, she's in Star Wars and Game of Thrones, 3 of the biggest franchises right now, and probably will be forever, 3 of the biggest franchises. So she's in all of those. So her autograph, she could expect it to double in a couple of years, and maybe even more. Also, I would you can get of course, on Game of Thrones, like you see there, Kira in Solo. But I've heard that right now, shots like this, model shots, is something that she's currently not doing too often anymore, and charging more for. So, especially on the streets, if you want to get her on the streets for like that, you're not going to be able to. So, those might be the way to go. So if you want to get her, probably as an investment thing, if she's stopping signing a particular autograph, like particular model shot or something, I would invest in that because they're much rarer. So that's another thing. When you're thinking of investing in these type of autographs, invest in something where, you look up, okay, what is the particular thing that they're no longer signing or willing to sign. In this case, for her, it's model shots. For some characters, some actors or actresses, they won't sign a particular movie. They won't sign, like Natalie Portman originally was with Star Wars. So that's another one we could talk about, my Natalie Portman piece. I'm not going to show it right now, but again, when she did the private signing, $550 was the 8x10 price. Now, before the signing, to get her on Star Wars, $3,000 easy on eBay if you can get one authenticated. Very few, if any. So she refused to sign Star Wars. She doesn't like it. At the time, she didn't like it. She didn't like her role or whatnot. Now she's starting to open up, and she actually did her signing, and she signed more. There's still very rare and minimal. Even besides the signing, there's no really other Star Wars Natalie Portman photos or Funkos or anything along those lines. So right now, just from that signing alone that just took place a few months ago, an 8x10 now everywhere sold on the open market is about $1,000 for Natalie Portman, $800 to $1,000. So already the investment is up $300. So sometimes you want to get in on a private signing quickly before they sell out and invest early, because once the signing is over, their price tends to go up, never down. So that's another one. Another one I would say to invest in, you could see, is Daisy Ridley. I got a couple of those, and I got a few other ones. The thing with Daisy Ridley is right now, you can get her from anywhere from $150 to about $250, depending on the piece, what it's on, what type of photo, if it's a Funko or whatnot. That's still a very great price. She's the main star of the sequel trilogies, and I'm sure she's going to come back for other movies and shows. And anything Star Wars, when it's the main actor or actress, it only goes up. So right now, while she's very reasonable, I think that's very reasonable for someone who's a big star of the sequels and just a big star in general. I would get her now while you can, because again, in a couple of years, expect, if she does another signing in a couple of years, expect that to be double. So Daisy Ridley is another one. Moving on, my favorite, I've talked about this enough, but in case you don't know yet, to do it, here's another, I'm going to let you know again. Hailee Steinfeld. As you see, I have a bunch of Bumblebees and True Grit. I have a bunch, and then, of course, I'm getting a ton from her signing. The reason why I say to invest in her is right now, she's starting off, you can get her as just her name for $135, and it goes up from there. That price alone, just being $135 to $165, is a steal for her right now. By next year, watch this video. If she does another signing, or if it's on the open market, you know, the autographs or whatever, her price will be double that. It's going to be 300 easy, and then in a few years, she's going to be, I wouldn't be shocked if she starts to hit those higher than Margot, all those people. She's going to be, because she's going to be big time with not just Marvel. In case you don't know, Kate Bishop is the leader of the Young Avengers, which is where Marvel is starting to go with Phase 4 and I guess the next phase. She's the leader. She's the main one. Kevin Feige did particularly choose her beforehand to actually be like the face of MCU of the Young Avengers. He wanted her as Kate Bishop. He didn't want anybody else. And in fact, originally she wasn't going to do it because she did have other obligations with Dickinson and a couple of other her music and stuff. But they waited, and it paid off for both of them, because Kate Bishop is an iconic character, and she's going to be big. And again, she's already big, been in a lot of movies, TV shows. But just think her music, even her music, she's gotten a lot of big billions of records sold. So if her music career even takes off even more, which is predicted, on top of her acting career, her price could be, you know, very expensive. So get her right now while she's only 136 starting off. If you want to get like a inscription, you know, it's another $70. Of course, character name another 70, which is like what I'm doing, but with a bunch of stuff. But if you want to just get even her name, get it on a Funko or something, get it now, because again, next year you're going to be kicking yourself, because she could be reaching those high-end Marvel prices, and she will be. Last one I'm going to talk about for today of a long-term investment, again, Ana de Armas, becoming a big star on her own end as well. Again, you know, James Bond, but Knives Out, and she's going to be the new Marilyn Monroe. Right now you can get her for around like 180 to about 250, around those ranges, depending on where you buy from, what you buy, and all that. But again, it's another one that could become is probably going to become a big actress, going to be in a lot of movies going forward, I'm sure, and her price will go up. And also, there's not many Ana de Armas autographs out there. I believe Charles from Autograph City is the only one who's done a private signing yet, and she has said she doesn't plan on doing any anytime soon, if ever. So, Ana de Armas is another name that if you want a long-term investment, you want something that could hit those high-end prices, I would go for that. So those are the ones that you know, I recommend now. I also recommend Daniel Radcliffe. He's around $200. I would probably pick him up if I were you, because Harry Potter, again, huge franchise, and at that price, if you can get him for that cheap, $200 for such an iconic role and character, he's only going to go up. So I would get him now as well. And Hayden Christensen, of course, Anakin Skywalker. Just when you're doing these things, you just want to see, you know, get them while they're cheap, before they become even bigger stars than what they are, or before, you know, they become rarer, decide they're not signing anymore, or anything, you know, of those lines. You want to get these things now, because down the line, you may be kicking yourself when they become Robert Downey Jr. type prices, $1,000, and you can't get them no more because the price is just through the roof, and you get an 8x10 for like $1,200. So that's just my opinion. If you think of other names that you think you should invest in, put it in the comments down below. Let me know. Let's talk. Let's talk about who do you think you should invest in. And as always, happy collecting.